Hey, welcome to Live with Lynn. So if you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so I know you were here. I'm Lynn Huber, and I appreciate you being here today. So today I'm going to talk about why do something scary instead of staying in your comfort zone. So we've been talking about your comfort zone quite a bit lately. We've talked about some of the fears that can get in the way of achieving everything that you desire. And I hope that you're beginning to see that it doesn't have to be as scary as you think. But even so, you might wonder why bother at all, right? Why make all the effort to challenge your very identity and do something as scary as trying to do something where you have to face the unknown instead of just staying in your comfort zone? So let's go back to your childhood. As a baby, hi Florence, good to see you. So as a baby in your early years, everything that you do see and hear is new. Everything is new because you've never experienced any of it before, right? You're learning every minute of every day, and you're falling and you're failing, but then you get right back up and you try again. You're growing physically and mentally and emotionally. No child that's learning to walk would stumble and then say, "Oh, well, this is too hard. I think I'll just keep crawling the rest of my life." Right? Seriously, think about kids. Man, they are determined. So they'll keep pushing through the hurt and the tears until they inevitably learn to take their first steps and beyond. And they will just continue to grow and grow and grow. But as you grow up and get older, something happens. You start to get comfortable. You start to avoid doing things that are unfamiliar, and you tend to stick with things you know. You stop learning. You kind of settle into a routine where you start to live your life on autopilot. Little you was endlessly curious, always asking questions, always wanting to know why and how and what if. Yeah, it's annoying for parents, but it's how children learn, right? And as you go through school, you're taught to look for the right answers, to stay within the lines and follow an expected path. So you do as you're told, you get the good grades, and maybe you go to a good college and you get a good job, or maybe you don't go to college, but the next step is still that job, or maybe you have kids, but you learn that you have to do things a certain way and you don't question it, right? And maybe you even have a good time while you're doing it, but without realizing it, you're gradually settling into that comfort zone. So what's wrong with staying in your comfort zone? Well, there's plenty of benefits that come with staying in your comfort zone. First of all, it's comfortable. Well, duh, right? It's comfortable. That would be the most important reason to stay. You feel safe and you feel secure. You're confident. You're in control. Stress and anxiety are minimal, or at least familiar, right? Since you've already mastered the problems that exist in your world right now and know what's coming next and have rules and habits in place to deal with everything. So even if your life isn't good right now, it's better the devil you know, right? And all that. I mean, you've heard that saying, right? It's better the devil you know than what you don't know, right? But there's another side to this comfort. It's a side where you experience stagnation and frustration and a feeling of being stuck as your comfort zone inevitably shrinks around you. You offload responsibility onto others as you blame your parents for bringing you up a certain way, your teachers and the education system for conditioning you to follow a particular path, and then the house prices and the mortgages and the living costs. Oh my God. I mean, I've even seen people on Facebook lately whining and crying about how this pandemic that we're dealing with is not fair and how it's destroyed their life. Almost like they think that they're the only ones, right? I mean, yeah, it sort of did. This pandemic is destroying lives, but it's doing it for everybody in the world, not just you. Not just you. I mean, just cracks me up. Some of the posts I've seen, like, "Oh, woe is me." It's like, hello, you think you're the only person? I mean, anyone and everyone but you is responsible for why you are where you are today. And that living that way is just incredibly disempowering as you relinquish the power to do anything to change your situation. So why do you stay in your comfort zone? I mean, although it feels real, the comfort zone is just really a boundary that you created that exists in your own mind. It's all up here, right? You're afraid of failure. You're afraid of making mistakes or looking foolish. You worry about what other people might think or say, or you think that you're not good enough. Or maybe you think you're so good you have to stay in this prestigious job you have and keep progressing in the company. You may feel overwhelmed by all the options and you're not sure to start. And you could possibly be lazy, really. But on the other hand, it may be that the very possibility of success that you're afraid of. Your power to change your life and the accountability that comes with this, because it does come with a certain amount of accountability. You have to take responsibility, right? You can't blame everybody else now because you're in control, right? So you may be avoiding that responsibility by procrastinating, putting off action until tomorrow while telling yourself and others, yes, but, or first I need to, or I'll do it when, those things. If you're hearing yourself saying those kinds of words, then you know that you're probably avoiding stepping out of your comfort zone. I mean, you're avoiding something, being better than you can be. So what happens when you step outside your comfort zone? They say that outside your comfort zone is where the magic happens. It's where everything you've ever wanted resides. When you push through the boundaries of what you feel is comfortable and challenge yourself to try new things, when you go on an adventure, when you explore and experiment, and yes, you have to take a little bit of a risk, that's when you learn and grow. And ultimately, that's where you achieve your deepest, darkest desires. Those things that you wish you could do, those things that you dream about, that maybe you even talk about with people that you trust, but you're not the entrepreneurial type, or you could never travel on your own, or you need the security of a full-time job, or maybe when you're older, or maybe when you've saved more money, or maybe when you've had kids, or maybe when your kids are older. We've all heard all of these. We've all said them, right? But the impossible dreams that you like to fantasize about, but you don't do anything about, well, getting out of your comfort zone and actually taking action is where those dreams can become goals, and where those goals can become your reality. Focusing on growth rather than comfort is empowering. It really is. It will give you a more positive outlook so that you can see that even in the worst situations, there are opportunities to grow. Even right now, even in this pandemic, there are opportunities. Yeah, sure, things suck right now for everybody, but there are even good things now if you look for them, right? But focusing on growth that gets you focused on the present, gets you focused on right now, as every new situation is a fresh opportunity, and your past doesn't have to determine your future. And it involves taking responsibility for your own experience, creating the life you want with each opportunity that you grab at, right? So how do you step outside your comfort zone? Well, we talked the other day about how motivation doesn't come before action. It's action that creates motivation, right? When you act, you are, by definition, getting yourself unstuck. So when you act, you're building your own confidence in your ability to do something. When you act, you're creating momentum, and you're setting off a chain of events that will lead you to all sorts of things that you could never have even foreseen. Because with each step outside your comfort zone, as you realize not only did you survive, but you actually thrived out there, you're reassured, you gain confidence. And then the next step will be easier as your comfort zone expands, along with more action and then more expansion, right? After all, if you think about it, everything that you have now that's within your comfort zone right now was once an impossible dream as well. So, hey, Florence says that's true. Beyond your regular limited boundaries is a whole new world. It really is. It really is, Florence. Thanks for saying that. I appreciate you. So, hey, now over to you. Are you stuck in your comfort zone? What kinds of things help you gain the clarity to see that? What helps you step out of your comfort zone? Please get down in the comments and share with us. I would love to hear your stories. Thanks, Florence, for being live with me today. And anyone else who might be live who just hasn't commented, and anyone who's watching the replay, I appreciate you. Anyway, have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.